Okay guys, welcome back to the SkyFactory little series that we got going on. And I mean this is kind of exactly where I left off last episode. I already put the lava in here and have made my cobblestone generator with the water. And it's working perfectly how I want it to. Now, eventually I'll make something that's much better than this, much more efficient, something I can just literally sit there and AFK. So I'll end up making a better one, but for now, that'll have to do. That'll give me my cobblestone from now on. It makes it so much better than trying to get cobblestone from trees. And we also, last episode I was able to get my apple tree. I was able to get a lot of things thanks to the water, the rain that I had been waiting on. And as you can see, the grass is starting to grow. Um, so what I think I'm going to do this episode is probably, probably do a little bit of grinding over there maybe. Obviously off camera mostly. And then, what is that? A chest? Oh. Must have just made it like a package, okay. For Christmas. I didn't even know that. Oh, that's cool. I think I'm gonna work on the storage system some more, adding to it, but I also want to work on, starting to actually expand this out. So, that way we can start getting mobs and stuff like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I ran out of freaking sword juice. I just gotta knock them off the edge. I think I'm just gonna stick to 5 high because obviously any more than that, that's kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna build on this side too, facing this way. Some more stuff for like saplings and stuff like that. When we get more, that is. So, and this is gonna be like our kind of like my building blocks. It's gonna be like our mob drops, and I'm gonna build another one for like I'm gonna expand a little more and build another one for like food and stuff. So yeah. And I've just been using dirt trees to get more wood because I feel like that, kills two birds with one stone. One, I'm getting wood, and the other one, I'll be building up stuff to make dirt with. All right, now I forgot what I was. I can't believe that. I was just trying to make a sword, and here I am chopping down trees. Just trying to, get some mob stuff, so at least I can put some stuff in the chest, kind of where they go. Still spawning over here. What the heck? I turn around just to make sure, and they're still spawning in places. Oh man, I need to put one like in the middle. Okay, thanks, free. Jesus Christ. Almost died. Where'd he come from? Tell me he's spawning on top. Where would they be coming from now? Go right here, maybe? I mean, I'm not sure. See that? I almost died. I think some of this stuff is just gonna have to go in like a regular chest, cause it's. Oh, I got a potion of healing. Nice. Yeah. All right. Let's try to make some dirt. Kept one dirt. I'm gonna leave it right here next to the cauldrons because I'm actually gonna use it to create the start infinitely producing grass blocks. Even though it's not like I need grass blocks because you know this grass will spread. And actually, I kind of would prefer to see that happen, like see the grass, you know, slowly spread. But if I'm gonna get a lot of this done at once and in a cheaper fashion than this, then I'm gonna have to just do the grass block way, which is obviously, as y'all could see last episode, it was a full cauldron of water, a dirt block to make mud, turn the water into mud, and then I, you know, right click with some leaves. It doesn't matter what leaves. It could be like any kind of leaves, the petrified clay, gravel leaves, whatever, and it'll turn into a grass block. But you see, I don't have my clay bucket anymore, and that's because when you use a clay bucket on lava and put the lava, you know, wherever you want to put it, the clay bucket will break. So I want to make an iron bucket, and I think it's about time I make that iron sapling, which I forgot. Was it an oak sapling or something like that? Or an acacia, which to make the acacia you need cauldron with an apple sapling, which that would have been nice if I would have gotten one. Sometimes they'll have a small percentage of dropping in an apple sapling, but first off, before any of that, I need to make this stuff. So I need a porcelain casting table. Porcelain is, what was it, clay and bone meal. Okay. Alright, so here it is. This is a little setup that I need to continue my sapling, you know, production. So, you know, all this I'm doing for an iron sapling and to like just, you know, simply explain how this is going to go. Hold on. A acacia sapling um, on this table, on the casting table, and to drip molten iron onto it. You know, okay, so we need an iron ingot then, or molten iron. Well, to get that, obviously I need to, you know, basically melt down iron into a melter, which I have, a porcelain melter right here, and then this is fueled by the porcelain tank, which is just going to be lava. I need to make me more lava. So, if I'm going to do that, molten iron into a melter, or this melter, whatever. So I need an iron ingot, and to get an iron ingot, I'm going to need an iron amber, and it's usually like an amber. To be able to make an amber, I'm going to need all these types of resin, which we have gravel, we have clay, and we have sand, but now I need coal resin. So, for coal, we need a coal sapling, obviously, and that's just a smelted birch sapling. So we got coal sapling, so now we need coal resin. Alright, so here I'm making it now. It goes like this way, and then this. Yep, iron amber. Amber is the color of my dinosaur. Alright. And also, I'm thinking of getting rid of this dirt here. And then, whenever I need to like plant the trees, like, I'm gonna always have the bonsai trees, and that's especially what I'm gonna be using later on is just like the bonsai with like, better mulch and stuff. Um, so it'll grow faster and give me way more. But I also needed like a little spot just to plant trees, just in case like I need like a lot of like, the sapling or like maybe the resin for now. But I'm gonna get rid of this dirt, and then this is gonna be like my main platform for like all my stuff. So I'll move that over here, or I'll do something else with it, and then I'll probably expand out like that way or something for growing trees. That way, it just doesn't feel like this spot's cluttered, because it feels so cluttered trying to grow like 4 trees just right here. And put the lava in the tank, and then you can see that it says, which I don't know why it says no fuel found, but the fuel's in there, you can see it. And then we'll take this iron ingot, and you can see that it's starting to melt it down, which it'll go into here. So you can have up to 16 ingots, it says, or 2 buckets. So I guess 8 ingots is 1 bucket worth of, melted down ore. Melt that down, and while we're waiting, I need to get this tree, the sapling, place it right here, right click, and then we got our molten iron, the molten iron ingot. And I'm just gonna right click, and it's gonna pour onto the sapling, and it's gonna slowly change for us to a iron sapling. So now I'll be able to have an iron sapling. I'll get iron. There we go. Let's grow it real quick. And then boom. Now we're going to be able to make iron, which I can't remember. I gotta look. No. Iron. So to actually get iron. Okay, so the iron resin and the iron acorns just give us an amber, which obviously then can be smelted down to ooh, my inventory's full. Hold on. Making a bucket. Boom. Oh, this looks a little messy. My inventory, I did build like, oh no. Give it to me. Alright. I build like a few more on the back side, since we're getting more saplings. I should have made 2 coal saplings, but that's fine. Because what was it? Just oak or a sand sapling in water makes a birch, and then just cook a birch to make a coal. So it's not a big deal. I'll catch up on that at some point. But yeah, I have somewhere to put my iron ones, and I'm gonna keep growing them for just a little bit, just so I can get some more iron. Maybe make some iron tools, upgrade from coal, or sorry, cobblestone. But let's go ahead. Need to eat. Go ahead and get these in. Make that one full. This is just a partial one. And then I can take all these leaves that I don't need and do that with them. So that's 4. We'll need a shovel, and boom, 4 more dirt, so I can make, 4 more cauldrons full of mud, and each one is 4 more. So you see what I'm getting at? Like, I'm literally basically creating grass blocks from dirt, turning the grass blocks back into dirt to make even more grass blocks, so on, so on. And like, I could infinitely do this instead of, waiting on, like, relying on the dirt trees. Okay, so I made 37, it was pretty good. So let me actually go ahead and wrap this all the way. See if I can wrap it all the way around. All the way to the other side right here. Yep, looks like I can. I'm gonna build like a fence, kind of blocking off my work area and everything off from the world. And then obviously leave like a void space, you know, each direction so it's not connected. And so animals and mobs can't, you know, get to me from inside this artificial Minecraft world that I'm making. So we're getting somewhere. Like, I can't believe that, you know, hopefully one day that all this is going to be filled in with like grass. And don't worry, it's not going to be a completely flat world. I'm going to build like hills and stuff like that too. And it's gonna be pretty awesome. But I think that's gonna be it for this video. I was hoping to get a little bit more of this done, but then I realized that, you know, getting an iron bucket would make things so much more efficient in trying to do this process that I'm trying to do. And in fact, I'd probably want to get some shears. It'll make it a lot easier trying to acquire more leaves than what I could typically get from these bonsais. I think in the next episode, if I do remember, I'm going to actually upgrade the mulch, or, you know, like the dirt that's in it, to mulch, and actually designate a spot for these things so they're not just, you know, chilling over here, kind of like cluttering up this area. I want an actual spot for them. And then obviously adding more to this. And then hopefully once I have that all set up, we can actually start focusing on the reason why I created this world, which is, you know, all this space right here that we're going to start filling in with dirt and stuff. But, you know, to get to that point, I need things to be a little organized for myself, and I need this to actually be efficient. And I'm going to need mulch for that, which I think is just bone meal, right? And, oh no, cocoa. It was cocoa beans, which come from the jungle sapling. So for a jungle sapling, I need a clay sapling, and some mud, um, and then obviously put it in a bonsai, which I'll probably do that off screen, so I'm not boring y'all. But yeah, I think that's definitely gonna be it for this one. I'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya.